First at 4, the calendar says it's almost May, but this video says winter is not ready to stop quite yet. Kim, what is the deal?
That's just horrible to see. Awful. Well, temperatures tonight are going to drop back down into the 30s, but no more snow for us here, at least for a while. We'll talk about the forecast in a few minutes.
Oh, that giant slide over on Belle Isle. Remember it went viral for all the wrong reasons last summer? Why one Detroit mom is now heading to court months later. All next, first at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. Remember this crazy slide? The video went viral, and now we are seeing a lawsuit that was filed by a mom who says that her children actually suffered concussions. You probably remember the story of people bouncing down the giant slide on Belle Isle last summer. The new lawsuit says 2 children suffered injuries that continue to impact their lives. The family is seeking at least $25,000 from the city of Detroit and the Michigan Department of Natural Resources. Now, the city is trying to have itself removed from the suit because it does not own or operate that slide. The slide briefly closed last summer, but then reopened after some modifications. We're digging deeper into those claims, and we'll have more reaction when you join us tonight at 5. Online, many of you are tracking the story of a neurosurgeon found shot to death in his Detroit home. We're working the story right now, and it's one of the top stories at clickondetroit.com. 53-year-old Dr. Devin Hover worked at Ascension Hospital in Detroit. Now, we know police found him over the weekend during a welfare check at his home in the Boston Edison neighborhood. Right now, investigators are not sharing any thoughts on suspects, but we are talking to police, and we'll also have an update on the investigation tonight at 5. There's a guilty plea from a former Michigan House Speaker in a bribery scheme that rocked Lansing. Rick Johnson admits to taking bribes while he led the state's marijuana licensing board. Investigators say he accepted at least $110,000 in exchange for approving applications. Johnson served as House Speaker for the Republican-controlled House from 2001 through 2004. Johnson faces up to 10 years in prison. You are looking at an endangered species over at General Motors. The automaker says it is ending production of the Chevy Bolt, and that's going to happen by the end of the year. CEO Mary Barra made that announcement to investors this morning. The Bolt makes up the vast majority of GM's EV sales. Barra says production at the Orient Assembly Plant will shift to the Silverado EV pickup instead. Okay, so before we get to the first forecast, here's a question. Did you see any of that April snow today? One of our photographers sure did. Oh my gosh, look at this video from Auburn Hills showing snowflakes flying, even as those flowers are blooming. It's not something most of us are looking to see in late April. Let's bring in Kim Adams. This is just going to be a brief thing, right? Like it's not coming back?
I don't know. I don't think we should ever show that video ever again.
Right?
I don't know about
exciting.
you. I'm over Mother Nature's shenanigans. It's enough. Enough is enough, right? We still have a few showers out there, but they are rain showers now as we zoom in here and do some street level mapping. Grosse Pointe Woods is dry, but Grosse Pointe Park has a little light rain also in downtown Detroit. It's rain right now. You know, even though temperatures were above freezing, what happened was in the upper levels of the atmosphere, it was cold enough to bring down some melting snow. 39 right now in Pontiac and in Mount Clemens, 40 at Metro and in Ann Arbor. Freeze warning in effect tonight, another frosty night ahead, but it will be dry overnight and through the day tomorrow. Here's a look at some of our lows that we are expecting. It is going to be very, very chilly. Weather story, another round of freeze warnings again tonight, and then sunshine returns for the next 2 days. We'll talk about that in the forecast.
President Joe Biden is promising to rebuild the middle class just hours after officially kicking off his campaign for re-election in 2024. Here's a peek at his announcement.
Let's finish this job. I know we can, because this is the United States of America. There's nothing, simply nothing we cannot do if we do it together.
That campaign video bringing the next presidential election into greater focus. Kimberly Gill here with more on the race. Kim.
Karen, good afternoon. President Biden's announcement was expected, predicted, and now it's been delivered. He's running again in spite of polls showing many Americans are concerned about his age. If he wins, he would be 86 years old at the end of his second term. His main competition right now seems to be 76-year-old former President Donald Trump, who is also seeking a second term. The Republican has already released a statement online slamming Biden for his handling of illegal immigration and inflation. Trump Trump will face some competition on the Republican side, though. Former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley is the biggest name to officially declare. We're waiting to hear from former Vice President Mike Pence and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Long-shot Democrats Robert Kennedy Jr. and author Marianne Williamson are planning to challenge Biden in the primaries. The president got a warm welcome from union members at his first public appearance after making his announcement. He echoed themes we've heard before as he frames his bid for re-election.
I ran for president to rebuild the backbone of America, the middle class, to grow the economy from the middle out and the bottom up, not the top down. Because when the middle class does well, the poor have a ladder up and the wealthy still do very well. You don't have to worry about them. We all do well. But that's a clear contrast to the other side.
And the timing of Biden's announcement is no coincidence. It comes 4 years to the day after he kicked off his 2020 bid for the White House, Karen.
Well, he's been hinting at another run. Any reason for the waiting on this?
Yeah, well, there are a lot of reasons. One could be to avoid showing how much cash his campaign raised in the first quarter of this year. So that gave Democratic donors a bit of a break after last fall's very expensive midterms. So now his fundraising really begins for 2024, so stay tuned.
Election season, right?
Yeah, that's
We're
right.
here. All right, thanks, Kim.
Sure.
All right, Harry Belafonte, being remembered right now as an amazing singer, actor, and also an activist who did his part trying to change the world. Belafonte died today of congestive failure at his New York home with his wife Pamela by his side. He broke barriers in music and movies starting back in the 1950s. Also campaigned continuously for civil rights, working with the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., even prodding the country's first black president, Barack Obama, to do more. To some, he was known as the conscience of the world. Harry Belafonte was 96 years old. Surviving domestic violence can leave victims with some really terrifying memories and scars that can take a lifetime to heal. Today, two brave women are stepping up to tell the public what needs to be done to help more victims escape to safety. Paula Tutman has their pleas, and you may recall one woman whose story broke hearts all over Metro Detroit.
A difficult day made even more difficult for Faith Brown.
What I want to say to everyone, although you may be still hurting, you're tired of feeling the pain, you can't give up.
In 2016, Faith Brown was Faith Green. Her then husband, Gregory, a longtime abuser, attacked his family, killing all 4 children, 2 of them executed in front of Faith, who was also attacked and slashed.
I never can get, those images out my head. For a long time, it played over and over like a movie reel in my head.
7 years later, the question is, how is she doing and how on earth is she doing it? And the answer, working with women and men to help them get out of abusive relationships and to find life and hope afterwards. But this year has been particularly tough.
As time goes on, the numbness is starting to fall away. It's becoming more real. Not that it never was real, but it's only so much you can handle at a time. So I think now it's really starting to hit me.
A mother of 5, Jay, also spoke. Her abusive husband shot her 8 times.
I was shot 2 times in the face, 2 times in the neck, my arm, my stomach, and 2 times in my hip, because I was trying to crawl to get out of the situation.
But he's still out there, free.
The system is so broken. I went to trial and they found him not guilty for reasonable doubt. And some of the jurors said that they were confused with the rules.
I try to get help too. The system is messed up. The system failed us a lot of different times.
But more than absolutely anything, it is important for women, and yes, men, to know that as hard as it can be to get away, there is hope on the other side, even when so much is taken.
There's hope, and even when you go through these things, there's still a chance for a second life. It's not fair, because if you're still here, you're here for a purpose, whether it's regardless of how it happened, So don't give up hope.
Paula Tutman, Local 4.
Faith also says it's important to keep the faith and keep talking if you are in an abusive relationship and feel trapped because the right people are not listening. She says, tell anyone who will listen until someone steps up to help.